welcome back, Flare community. I hope everyone's well and having an incredible start to the week. Who do we have in the house today? We've got Abdul, we've got August, we've got Chris Evans, Freddie, Doc Bob D, Death Ranger, Alan in the house too. Great to see you all here. And yeah, we're going to do the weekly rundown of the news. So yeah, we're going to start usual tradition, checking on Flare metrics. And this week, as I believe Doc Bob D was saying earlier in the chat, it looks like S-Toads are taking the top spot. So yeah, first place we have S-Toads, second place Flare Dienst, third place Alpha Oracle, fourth place NerdHerd.ai, and fifth place Witter FTSO. So that's great to see S-Toads doing so well. You can see that they've had a huge boost in terms of vote power over the past 24 hours, and it makes sense. You know, they are, I guess, performing the best, but also giving additional incentives too. So great to see. I'm going to jump in here with some Flare news. For those who are planning to develop on the Flare network, Flare offers free, public, rate-limited RPC nodes to access its different networks, and that's for Flare, Songbird, and also Coston. So decentralized application developers can start testing right away. So a rate-limited node, what you can connect to without having to spin up your own node to, you know, get started with development. It's like a public node that you can connect to, which is really great to see, and it's definitely going to remove a barrier for entry for many people. Just thought I would bring that out to your attention. I guess big news coming from Flare and Pangolin decks is the partnership. So Pangolin launching on Songbird in August, which is obviously this month. That's something to look forward to. And on Flare, once observation mode concludes. And just a quick recap, observation mode is a process where the network is being tested and I guess essentially becoming decentralized as more node operators and validators join the network. By using Flare's technology, Pangolin looks to increase the amount of cross-chain token pairs. That's obviously something very, I guess, dear to Flare's heart, you know, this idea of interoperability between networks. It's also going to offer in-dApp swap functionality to partner projects, and finally bootstrap liquidity for the network. So great to see, and you know, I think Pangolin's vision is very good. You know, they joined us, I believe, last week in the chat, and yeah, they're basically going to be a one-stop shop for decentralized exchanges on many networks, and they're going to use Flare's technology to facilitate that. It's currently built on Avalanche, but yeah, it's going to rapidly expand into other networks too. So keep your eyes on Pangolin. Message here from Flare again. Connect everything also means powering secure and seamless movement between different metaverses. And this is in relation to the partnership with Metropolis World. It actually looks really good. I don't know if anyone's seen this, but this is a great podcast that I wanted to bring everyone's attention to. It was posted by Flare August 3rd. If anyone wants to look at it, definitely worth it. And this is the first world, Selesis or something like that. I don't know, but it looks great. And in fact, we may just have a quick peek at it here because I don't know. I think it looks very well refined. And we can just have a quick peek here. And basically, all of these NFTs, all of these houses that you're just about to see, all of these are one-of-one NFTs, and you can see them lighting up slightly. You can zoom right in here and basically check it all out. You know, pizzeria's there. You can, you know, view the details of this particular NFT as we can any of the NFTs. But it's currently built on Ethereum, but they are partnered with Flare to basically bring interoperability between multiple chains. So something else to keep your eye on too. We had some big news this week coming from FLR Finance, who dropped FLR drops. And I've played around with this, and I'm sure many of you have too. This is what it looks like. This is the Flare community NFT that I was using on there just to test, but it looks really great, if I'm honest. Really well-refined marketplace. You know, they've got the connections, and I did do a video on this last week, basically showing you how to go through the mint process. But yeah, I really like it, and it's definitely worth checking out. This is on the Kosten testnet, and in fact, I do have a tweet here as well. So there are 3 different networks associated with Flare. You've got the Kosten test network, you've got the Songbird network, and the Flare network. So I just want to give a quick recap of these 3 networks because they are very different. You've got the Kosten test network, which is a test net in its purest form, right? Everything on the Kosten testnet, including all of these NFTs, because FLR drops is currently launched on Kosten, they're pretty much essentially worthless because the native currency, you can see it here, CFLR, you can actually print that at will. You can claim about 100 per day, so it is limited in a sense, but the fact that you can create an endless supply makes everything on the network worthless. And you may be wondering what's the point of interacting with it from a user perspective, and it's really to give feedback for the team and you know, allow them to analyze some of the data. And it's definitely worth doing. It's going to give you an advantage in terms of knowing how to go through the process before it does launch on Songbird, and it may not be particularly relevant on an NFT marketplace, but when it comes to DeFi applications, it's always best to have that knowledge and being able to test in a completely risk-free environment, okay? Songbird, as we know, is the Canary network. It's like a testnet, but it actually holds value. So this is so important because if a network does hold value, it's going to, I guess, attract malicious actors. And you may think that's a bad thing, but in order for a network to be robust, you know, it needs to have this incentive for hackers to actually try and exploit the network, right? So, and finally, we have the Flare network, which is obviously the main net. So Songbird is going to facilitate or deploy a lot of the upgrades, and then they're going to trickle up to the Flare network. So just thought I would bring that to everyone's attention for those who may be new to the community. Going on to the Cuties here. Cutie Mart, that's the name of their NFT marketplace, is on the last phase of testing, and it should be ready anytime soon. We did have a little bit of a preview of this marketplace back in the day when we did the podcast with Thoth, who is the creator of Cuties. It looks really good, and it's great to see these marketplaces, whether it's Sparkles, NFTSO, FLR Drops, which is soon coming to Songbird, and obviously Cutie's NFT marketplace too. Because at the end of the day, the more competition there is, you know, the more I guess the more refined the product will be, and the more these entities want to create the best possible work. I found this really interesting today from Superbad Series, and they're giving a sneak peek of something that they're currently working on, and they're building out a level in Unreal Engine 5. This is a game engine, and it's, I believe it's what the S-Toads crew are building their metaverse in, and it's just really powerful engine for game developers. And you can just see this here. The amount of detail really does look incredible. And I actually dropped a message down here, NFTs represented as avatars, and apparently that's confirmed. So that's going to be fun, using your NFTs in game. I'm definitely keeping my eyes on this too. There was the launch of the Flare Community Poker Club. These NFTs, you know, I guess they've been a long time coming. I've had the cards for a long time, and some people have started to receive them. You can see Tasmanian here with his deck, which has been arrived. I've had a super busy week posting a lot of these cards worldwide, and there are still some available on NFTSO. But there is one thing that I do want to let you know, that basically, in order to be eligible for a physical deck, you have to buy from this address here, and it starts with 0x114D. Some of those that are left, we got the 2 of hearts, which is, I did just list that a second ago. It's quite a cheap one, 15,000. The 10 of hearts, we have the King of Hearts, the Ace of Hearts, which is obviously the most valuable card in the deck. Spade of 7 of Spades, should I say, Jack of Spades, yeah, Jack of Spades, and finally a King of Spades. So there are still some available from my account, but there are also people who are reselling. So I just wanted to highlight the fact that any resales, any secondary sales will not be eligible for a deck of cards. Yeah, I introduced the first Flare community short, and I think this went down really well with the community. I think these shorter videos, although they obviously don't contain as much detail, they are easy to digest. And I think I will be doing some more of these. And in fact, I've got one prepared, and the Patreon members are going to get a little bit of a sneak peek tomorrow, I think, and then I'll release it the day after. So stay tuned for that. Finally, we're going to wrap up here with Flarium, a very mysterious project. Not really sure fully what it is yet, but they did actually do a tweet, which I did mean to bring up. Let me just see if I can find it. Here we go. We are working day and night to make Flarium the biggest project on the Flare network. Now, that's quite a statement. We know you're impatient. I guess everyone is in crypto. Behind the curtain, code is being written, tests are being done, visuals and videos are being prepared. You will learn the details very soon. Oh, that's a trigger word here for the Flare community, but yeah, I'm pretty excited for this and extremely curious because they haven't really released any details yet, but I think it's going to be something a little bit more than just a signal provider. So I'll be keeping my eyes on this, and I will certainly be keeping you up to date as and when information becomes available. Well, that pretty much wraps it up for today. That's this week's news. As always, we're going to be jumping into the members stage, and if you are a member, a paid YouTube member or a Patreon, you do get to see this, and we do the Monday chats every single week. But we also do a chat on Thursday. Before I do wrap up, I am actually going to be doing the poker giveaways on Thursday, and the first one is going to be this week. And that's going to be at the usual time, the time where I just started this stream. And then shortly after that, we're going to jump into the community stage for the usual chat. So I invite all the members back to Discord because there is going to be a quiz, 30 XRP up for grabs, as always. And yeah, that's pretty much it. Stay on the lookout for this week's short, and I'll hopefully see you all soon. Until next time, I'm out.
We have liftoff.